Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the NZ-41 automatic rifle mod, which is being made by user Mr. Try. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the real-world 1940s Charlton automatic rifle, or the NZ-41, to the Commonwealth, and this thing is awesome. This is a gun I'd actually never heard of before, but was apparently a fully automatic conversion of Lee Enfield rifles that was being made for the New Zealand Home Guard. And that's just friggin' awesome. And now we have it here in the Commonwealth for us to enjoy. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the NZ-41, which in its most standard and basic form will do 52 damage with a 308 round, with a firing rate of 40, range of 251, accuracy of 79, and a weight of 6.7. Not too shabby there. And as you can see, this thing looks magnificent. Very cool on the modeling and texturing, and the actual weapon itself is just such an interesting looking gun. Again, like I said before, I had never heard of this weapon in the past, and it's just such a cool one. All these different, like, exposed elements of the machinery of its workings and just all this cool metal and wood. It is a very, very cool gun. And with the mod, it has a lot of good modifications we can add on to this thing to really help this be more useful into the mid to late game. And also, of course, change up some of the aesthetics of it, which is always nice to see. I especially love all the options for the stock back here. It is very, very cool. And overall, it's just a very neat gun that I've been really having a whole lot of fun with. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely weapons, well, it's actually really easy. With the standard download of the mod, you'll find them available to be built at any chemistry station in the world. You have an NZ-41 category here, and you can make it with rank 2 and gun nut, as well as some adhesive, aluminium, screws, springs, steel, and wood, and boom, there you go, you got an NZ-41. Now, there is also a patch you can download, which I quite like, because it adds it into the leveled loot list then, and if you get that optional patch, it'll spawn at level 20 on gunners, raiders, and triggermen. But either way you go, you'll have a lovely new gun that is just magnificent. So let's take a look at what modifications this thing does have on it. And like I said, quite a few and a lot of fun options here. So the first is, of course, the receiver category, where we've got the pretty typical things. But what's most fun, of course, is we can go between either automatic or semi-automatic fire on this, which is just magnificent. I mean, again, it was meant as a fully automatic conversion of Lee Enfield's. So yeah, it makes sense that we would have that. Now on the receiver end, the most powerful you'll ever get is the 2 advanced ones at 91 on the semi-auto and 59 on the full auto, which isn't too bad, but there are some other ways to up it later on, and of course, as per usual, this is just with my base character without any damage modifying perks. Now next, the magazine category, we have a standard magazine, a 308 20 round British magazine, and then we also have the ability to get more ammo by changing the caliber. So you can go 5.56 and have 30 rounds, or go all the way down to 5mm to have 45 rounds, which of course is gonna lower the damage on this thing pretty dramatically. But of course, if you're going the fully automatic route, it's, you know, not too shabby to have 45 rather rounds in there, though, you know, much better than the 20 for fully auto. Now then, the sights category, we've actually got quite a lot of different options here, all sorts of different scopes, from night vision to reflex and everything in between, which is always good to see. You guys know me, I like sights. And then in the muzzle category, we've got either the standard muzzle, a compensator, a cord muzzle brake, and a silencer, of course, if you do so desire. And then we have an attachment category where we can actually throw a bipod, bayonet, flashlight, or laser sight onto one of these things to make it a little bit more modern of a gun. And then, of course, I think my personal favorite category in here, the stocks. We've got the standard wooden, an Orb Weaver folding, Orb Weaver Elite, which is my personal favorite. Look at that beautiful thing right there. That is just gorgeous. We also have the Ravenwood Padded, the Lore Reinforced, my second favorite, the Orb Weaver E-Pack, and finally the Lore Mark III. So a lot of good looking stocks in there that are just so unique and interesting. And again, look at that gorgeous stock right there. It's beautiful. And then moving on from there, we also have some foregrips we can throw on of either nothing, a skeletal, a pistol grip here, or a strife angled one, making it kind of look a bit like a Tommy gun. And then after the foregrips, we have the barrel category, where we've got either the standard, a Lore Mark I, Orb Weaver Custom, Orb Weaver 360mm, and a Ravenwood of 480mm. Which again, that plus the one angled one really makes this thing look like a Tommy gun, but you know, hey, neat. And then after that, we have a very odd category you don't see too often in weapon mods, and that's a sprint animation category, where you can either have a standard sprint or tactical sprint. The only difference between the two is with tactical, you kind of hold the gun vertically in the air as you're running. It's weird, but okay, cool, you got options here to play around with. A little strange, but I'll roll with it. And then finally, we do have damage modifiers, and you guys know my usual opinion on those. I would prefer it to have some form of requirement in here, or else, you know, it feels kind of cheaty, but you can go all the way from negative 100% to positive 100% on the damage modifier to up this thing quite a bit. Now, with that, you can get the damage up pretty high, including that damage modifier. So let me go over to my modified ones. This was the highest damage you could get with semi-auto, and this was the highest damage with fully auto I was able to get, of course, again, without any perks. So 143 damage on this particular one. I basically turned it into a weird-looking sniper rifle, which is very strange. But you know what? It looks very Fallout. Which is why I love this gun so much. It's just such a strange design. I love it. And then, of course, for the fully automatic, I was able to get it up to 91, which isn't too bad, though this was also with 5mm. If I would have had a few more points of damage if I would have gone with a 308, but of course, for fully auto, I wanted that 45-round magazine. So let's take some shots with this thing and see how it does do. And there we go, a pretty slow-firing gun in its standard form, though I do love the thud that this thing makes. It just sounds powerful. And when you do have that 140-some-odd damage with this thing, if with the modifications, you know, it makes sense to have such a powerful thud, which is pretty cool. And the recoil on it is pretty darn controllable. I mean, the firing rate's not the greatest, so, you know, it makes it easier in that regard for control, which isn't too bad. And the fully automatic, though, we still get a good, decent thud, but not quite as good. We're actually not going to shoot this one because it's going to have the same sound. But with this one here, we'll have a slightly different sound with fully automatic, so fire. And there we go. Still a pretty good thud on it. Still a pretty good thud indeed. Not quite as much, but, you know, makes sense. And, of course, being fully automatic, this is quite a bit more difficult to control, but still, honestly, not too bad all in all. And, I mean, it's just fun to shoot with this thing. I really do like it. It is very enjoyable. So let's go take a look at it in action against our usual Deathclaw. Oh, yeah, here's the tactical animation. Just holding it straight up in the air. I don't know what makes that tactical compared to the, you know, normal animation, but okay. But yes, let's get out our usual Deathclaw with our tactical animation and try taking him down with the fully auto one first. That should be good. So yeah, let's place a Deathclaw and run up into our cheese spot. Hello, Deathclaw! Oh god, if I'd actually hit him, it's doing pretty darn good. Nice, we didn't even go through the full magazine before he died. Magnificent. Alright, let's pop another and then do the semi-auto one. There we go. Hello, Deathclaw. Oh, wait, wrong thing. I meant to hit tab, not tilde. There we go. And boom! Boom. Oh, it'd help if I hit him. Oh my god, I missed like half the shot so far. There we go. And he's down. Beautiful. Not too shabby in the slightest. This thing is a pretty fun and powerful gun that I've been having a whole lot of fun with, and plus the uniqueness of just such a strange, real-world 1940s weapon. You guys know me, I always love that sort of thing. It's just magnificent. So if you'd like to take a look at this for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description. Well, that's going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you have enjoyed and you come back for the next. But until that time, well, thank you for watching. And as always, well, have a good one.